Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic.
Let's get it.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you.
Let's go.
I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me.
Yeah.
With me now, you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fence. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused.
Let's get focused. Yeah, it's classic with the classic codes. And I got another great live show for y'all, man. Don't y'all know I can't be late, man? I can't be late. That's why we stopped working for them people.
Classic.
What up, chat 333? They on my ass early. No puffy, man. But listen, we getting started off with the sports segment today. We got two sports pieces to cover real quick. Then we gonna start with the question of the day because Cortez gonna be joining us and he on a bit of a time constraint. So we want to give that enough time to go. Then after that, we got the reaction video. We got a TikTok Friday, classic Friday bars. So we got to do a 1 through 5 rating on a freestyle today. And then we also have the code language conversation. So we got a full slate, y'all. It's Friday. I know y'all finishing y'all week up, but y'all contemplating leaving work early. I understand the feeling. You know what I'm saying? But for as long as y'all need entertainment for the rest of this afternoon, I'm at your service. You know what I mean? You know, I pull up ready to go one on nobody. But if you can, please be active in the chat. Soft Rain 333. What up, chat 333? The best on all streaming platforms.
Classic.
I stand behind it. I guarantee it. It's a brand name, like General Mills.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Cortez giving love. Yeah. Hey, chat, we getting along today or what we doing? Early, before we even... Let me just get into the sports, man. I'm going to just get into the sports. We actually starting off today with the WNBA playoff picture. Yes, Lord, we got to talk about the WNBA playoff picture. It's classic with the classic code sports.
Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
All right, chat. So check it out. We actually going to go over the WNBA playoff picture. As y'all know, in the WNBA, they actually do their playoff selection based upon the it's based on the top 8 teams in the league, okay? So the conferences actually don't matter in the WNBA as it stands today, okay? So right now, sitting at the number 1 seed, you got the Minnesota Lynx sitting very comfortable at number 1 with a 27-5 record. At the 2 seed right now, not as comfortable. You got the Atlanta Dream, okay? And then you have the New York Liberty right behind them. The Dream are 21-11, so they play one less game than the Liberty. And the Liberty are 21-12. Okay, so they're neck and neck for the 2 and 3 spot. The WNBA only plays 44 games. I'm saying some of these things that some of y'all may know because there's a lot of people who don't know. They don't keep up with the WNBA extensively. So we want to give a little bit of education too. So they play a 44-game season. The season will conclude on September 11th, and the playoffs will begin. So they down the home stretch right now. You got a team right here. They play 33 games, so they only got 11 games left to play. So it's coming down to the wire. In the fourth spot right now, sitting at 19-12, you got the Phoenix Mercury, and then you got the Las Vegas Aces in the 5th seed at 19-14. A lot of people know the Las Vegas Aces because, you know, they got a little bit of star power over there. You know what I'm saying? They got a little bit of star power over there. So shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, man. And you know, the star power I like is down here in the 8th seed in Seattle. My baby Skylar Dickens playing over there in Seattle. But check it out. At the 6th seed, you got the Fever, Indiana Fever. Now, the Fever have been plagued a little bit by injuries this season, okay? Caitlin Clark obviously missing a slew of games, dealing with a multitude of different things here and there. But hopefully she can, you know, shore herself up going into the playoffs so we can see if she really that thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Valkyrie sitting at 17 and 15, and they are right there on the borderline, scraping and scratching to make sure they actually stay in the playoffs. Now, because it's the top 8 teams that get in, you got the Sparks sitting at 15 and 17, right behind the Storm at 16 and 17, and then in the 10th spot, you have the Mystics at 14 and 18. So they're a little bit farther out, but they still have a shot. And really, that's the only battle. So these teams from 7 through 10 are really what we're looking at, chat, to see who's going to make the playoffs. Now, I know some people don't care, but WNBA coverage is actually something that I should be doing. Being a person who's gone to my fair share of WNBA games. I actually was at the WNBA at the championship game when the Chicago Sky won the championship. I had like 3rd row seats. I was sitting right there. Candace Parker went and got us one for the crib. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Candace Parker, you know, from Naperville.
Classic.
Went and got one for the town. Cortez put the boxing gloves up. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit of football. We're not really talking boxing today, unless you bring something up. He said some static feedback. Are you getting feedback? Hold on. Thank you. Is it cleaned up? Check. Give me a 333 if my sound cleaned up, chat. Thank you for letting me know. Give me a 333 if my sound clean. Talk to me, chat. I don't want to give y'all a bad stream. Check. Is my sound clean? Let me get a 333, chat. Can y'all hear me clear? Or is it still feedback? It's periodic. Is it still coming through, though? Still a little ticky? I don't know what the fuck it is. Hold on, chat. Hold on real quick, chat. Let me get straight. Check. It's coming and going. I don't know what that is, chat. Hold on. All right, bet. We good? I just had to unplug, and you know how we do it. Just unplug everything and start it. You know what I mean? Just get it back. All right, let's work. But yeah, so for those that care, we're not staying on WNBA for too long, but for those that care, my prediction this year for the WNBA, and I actually have been keeping up with it. Like I said, I was at the Chicago Sky, the championship game when Candace Parker brought one home for us. You know what I mean? So, and I've been going to WNBA games since well before then. You know, I try to go to a couple a year. Now that they starting to get more notoriety, you know, it's getting more expensive and things like that. I'll be going to less games. Honestly, I believe watching sports events is better from home or at the sports bar, whatever the case, because you get all the different angles, the instant replays and all of that. It's not quite the same being there and watching like the little split second replays you get on the Jumbotron. Like I might be the guy who still got the game on my phone while I'm at the game to get the experience that you get from watching it on TV, because you get all of the replays again, and you get the slow-mos, you get the recaps, you get stat breakdowns, a lot of stuff that you just don't really get in real time. But yeah, like the WNBA is actually dope when you go to the games and watch them play. They play with a high level of intensity. No, you're not going to see anybody dunk on anybody, but I think people who've gone to the games in person, you'll notice that there's a lot more skill involved than what it may necessarily look like on TV, for real. Like I was at the game where Skylar Diggins, who was she playing for at the time? They was playing in Chicago, but who was she playing for? This was before she was in Seattle. I can't remember who she was playing for at the time. Was it Phoenix? I forget who she was playing for. But anyway, Skylar Diggins was on the right side of the court. Y'all know she left-handed. Shorty was pressing into her. She tried to get by her. Shorty cut her off. She backed up, flipped her hair. Hezzy went past her, lay on the big and won. I'm talking about, and then gave her the look like, bitch. I was like, me and my cousin was at the game going crazy. Hey, did she just fix her hair real quick and get active on Shorty real quick? Hold on. It's Skylar Diggins easy on the eyes too. So I enjoy WNBA games. I know a lot of people be hating on it and whatnot, but it's actually fire, man. And I'm interested to see who gonna take it all home. If I got to make a prediction for y'all, or early prediction in the WNBA, these seeds matter to a degree, but as you can see, there's clusters, right? So you got the team sitting comfortable at the top, which is the Minnesota Lynx, led by probably the best player in the league this year, which is Nafisa Collier. You know what I'm saying? She a real dog, a double monster. She a walking 20 and 10. I'm not gonna lie. She averaged like damn near 8 rebounds, like 23 points. That's just off the top of my head, but she really like that. She I mean, they're gonna be tough to beat, but it's matchups. You know what I'm saying? It's matchups. And then the WNBA playoff format is unique compared to the NBA. I don't think they're doing all 7-game series. Let me educate myself for sure, because they may have changed some things. WNBA playoff format. Let's see what it is. Yeah, so all right, so the WNBA playoffs feature the top 8 teams from the regular season, regardless of conference, seeded by record. The format includes 3 rounds, a best of 3 first round, right? So you just got to win 2 games in the first round, chat, and the best of 5 semifinal and finals. So they're not playing 7-game series, and that's why I'm saying these rankings matter, but only to a degree. When you playing somebody best of 3, you know what I mean? You can get hot for 2 nights and get them gone. It's different when you got to beat somebody 4 times, even 3 times. That first round gets sticky. On top of that, you know, being 5-game series in the finals and 5-game series in the semis, again, those are short series. You win a couple at the crib and just steal 1 on the road, you advance. You know what I mean? So the WNBA, it's like I said, when it's come playoff time, it get interesting. Upsets can occur a little bit more frequently than in the NBA when they playing 7-game series. You know what I mean? If I beat you 4 out of 7, man, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Maybe by a touch, but I'm better. You know what I mean? We played 7 times. I got you. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. But, yeah, we're going to see how it shake out. My early prediction on who going to win the championship this year, I'm going to go with – I'm going with the Dream. I'm going with the Dream. The reason why I'm going with the Dream is because of this queen right here. Right here. Alicia Gray. She get buckets. She get buckets, man, in a real way. I gotta go with she. I mean, she come to y'all want to see what's to her? Watch this, chat. Watch this, chat. Y'all want to see what's to her right quick? Lay. Hold on, chat. I'm going with the Dream. Huh. Hold on. Up and under. Let me do that. Left. That's a left-hander now. She laid that up with the left. Come on. Hold on. Let me see something. Fall away. Bucket. You understand me? This all the same game. She cooking Chicago. I'm lightweight upset. Hold on. Let me see that. Let me see something. Manipulate the screen. Hold on. Oh, they switched it. Let me get this big with the bad feet. Lefty hand. Yeah. Y'all not going to WNBA games. Y'all tweaking. Hold on. Let me see something else. Let me come down. Let me. Oh yeah. Hand down. That's too much space, baby. Hold on. But wait, there's more. Let me get that outlet. Hold on. Yay. I'm on the wing. Yay. Split lay and line. Yeah. So I'm riding with Atlanta this year. That's my early pick. We're going to come back as the season wind down, and I'm going to give y'all a more in-depth breakdown. But I just wanted to show the playoff picture a little bit and bring y'all up to speed on the fact that Classic Code Sports rocks with the WNBA, and I will be covering the WNBA. So shout out to the W. I know they just turned down some bread. We're going to come back and do some more content on that. But today we're going to keep it moving. But yeah, that's the WNBA playoff picture, man. Yes, Lord.
Classic.
Now, we got one more sports category, and then we're going to go into the question of the day and bring Cortez up while we still got plenty of time on the shot clock with him, right? But so, Shedeur Sanders, injury, is it a blessing in disguise? Let's talk about it, chat. Once again, it's the Classic Code Sports.
Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
So let's talk about it, chat. Is Shedeur Sanders' injury a blessing in disguise? Let's discuss it. So Shedeur Sanders, a couple days ago, while getting warmed up, he suffered a little, they say an oblique strain is what he sustained, right? So with the oblique strain that he sustained is a situation where he's now listed as day-to-day. So the injury isn't too harsh if he's listed as day-to-day. But we have to understand and assess the situation. He's the 4th string quarterback, and he's a 5th round draft pick. Without his name being Shedeur Sanders, nobody cares about that guy, whoever it is, right? 5th round draft pick, 4th string quarterback. Nobody talks about that human being unless their name in this case happens to have some clout to it, which in Shedeur Sanders' case is the case. So with number 12, Shedeur being out and listed as day-to-day, what does this mean for his prospects of making the roster? To my understanding, if Shedeur Sanders does not make the roster and he's placed on like the practice team or something like that, he can be acquired by other teams. Now, if you guys remember the last time we spoke about Shedeur, I asked the question of the day, and I said, what if Shedeur Sanders doesn't end up as a Brown? Where some places would y'all like to see him go? We talked about it. We heard Pittsburgh. We heard New Orleans. You know, I'm going to say Dallas. We heard a few different destinations, and everybody had their own logic and reasoning for it. But is this injury a blessing in disguise? Soul said, I think Liberty will get another one. So he rooting for the New York Liberty on the basketball side. My bad, I got to that late. Cortez said, sports is better on TV. I go to baseball games for the atmosphere. Yeah, me too. I enjoy a good baseball game. You just sit around and talk to whoever you went with, for real. It's a great baseball games in high seats because you can get some cheap-ass baseball seats. It don't really matter where you sit at a baseball game. It really doesn't. But get you some cheap seats to a baseball game. That's a great first date. You can talk plenty. Great first date. You can really talk plenty. You go on a weekday, one of the games ain't crowded, sit around nobody, and just talk. Watch the ball game, bring your glove, have the whole experience. And it don't have to cost you a whole lot. That's actually a great first date. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, y'all. But back to sports, man. He said, be right back. Oh, we'll be here, brother. So yeah. Is his injury a blessing in disguise? We don't know. He's listed day-to-day, so how much more of training camp is he going to sit out, right? We've got to look at him on film. We haven't really got much from Dillon Gabriel. We haven't really got much from Pickett, but Pickett has real game experience, right? He has career film. He has resume. Joe Flacco, old, but he is the number one. So Soft Rain said, so if he doesn't make the roster, does he become a free agent? Essentially. So if they place him on the practice team, he can be acquired by any other team in the NFL. Technically, he's not signed to the roster. He's signed to the practice squad, being a 5th round pick. Dillon Gabriel's ahead of him, not in skills, but in politics. And so they're not going to throw their 3rd round pick away. Dillon Gabriel's going to make the team. Now, somebody brought up that Kenny Pickett may be dropped. But I don't think so. I think they want a veteran behind Flacco. I don't think they're trying to go to their fresh 3rd round rookie who probably shouldn't have been drafted in front of Shedeur. You know what I mean? I don't think they want to go to him as their number 2. So I think they want Pickett. So Shedeur really is, from a politics standpoint, not a skill standpoint, he really is the odd man out. And it's like, it's possible, like that he could be blessed and highly favored in a way where he's available to the rest of the NFL. He could end up being a backup on a good-ass team. For real, for real. Wouldn't be surprised, and this is all speculation. This is all alleged, and this is me being a conspiracy theorist, legitimately. but wouldn't be surprised if his agent told him, hey, tell him your hip a little tight. You showed up, you played good in that game they let you start in. We got us some good film. They wanted to draft you in the 5th round. They want to play games. We're going to play back. Tell them your hip a little tight. Don't start against the Eagles. We're going to sit out a little bit. Let's see if they drop us. You know what I'm saying? Would that not be a chess move, chat? This is all alleged and, hypothetical and just me, speculating for entertainment and content creation purposes. Soft Rain said, I don't know the true ins and outs of making teams and trades. Oh, no problem. We're going to talk about it. She said, okay, thank you. Oh, for sure. For sure. Shout out to Chat 333, man. We all here to crack the code.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Classic. It's all love, April. Cortez said he becomes a restricted free agent if they leave him on the practice squad. Yep. Soft Rain said, thanks, Cortez. Cortez said they were hoping he failed during his debut, in my opinion, but the injury looks fake to me, especially after the criticism of him throwing a lot before games, i.e., that's exactly what they say caused it. Hey, like I said, this is all me speculating. This ain't nothing from inside sources. I ain't pretending. I ain't clickbaiting, none of that. Wouldn't be surprised if his agent said, yeah, tell him your hip a little tight. Tell him your oblique hurt. On my mama, he ended up on as a backup on the Cowboys behind Dak Prescott and that other dude that we don't need to use. On my soul, Trey Lance. On my soul, hey, he end up in Dallas. I'm all for it. He gonna end up all of a sudden healthy as hell when he gets to Dallas. Stop playing with me. It's a few teams I wouldn't mind Shedeur going to. I'm cool with Shedeur being a backup right now underneath a good ass quarterback. I'm cool with him going to Pittsburgh and sitting behind Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson gonna be able to give him a whole lot of good knowledge. Aaron Rodgers, they say he a bit of an a-hole, so we don't know how much mentoring he gonna do, but Russell definitely a talk to him. Cortez said Cowboys and 49ers need credible backups. Absolutely. I would love for Shedeur to sit under Dak Prescott for like 2 years. Be behind Dak, learn. Dak is a real professional. Shedeur already knows how to conduct himself in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? But there's a few places. I wouldn't mind Shedeur going to the Saints, but I think he's going to get too much time too soon if he end up out there in New Orleans. Not that he's not ready. He's a top 10 talent. Not that he's not ready. But do they have even a solid offense? Don't put him out there so he could look like Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young had it rough. He had to figure it out. He's still figuring it out, in my opinion. I don't want him to fall in that type of situation. I think, man, when I seen him get drafted 5th, I said, man, this could work out. When I really paid attention to it, I said, this could work out in his favor. Cortez said, and they like the name Sanders in both places. Russell Wilson in New York now. Oh, Russell moved that quick? Oh, Jameis Winston. I don't mind Shedeur going to New York. Jameis on his way out. Jameis got another 5 years in the league being a reliable backup. Jameis got 5-6 years left in the league being a reliable ass backup. Jameis could end up like Joe Flacco. Gunslinger. Good to have on the roster somewhere. Good. He's more of a leader than Joe Flacco. He actually adds more value than Flacco. Both of them got big arms. Jameis is somebody good for Shedeur to go. You know what I'm saying? He go out there to New York. Jameis on his way to being a career backup. That's cool. And then you got who else? Russell Wilson out there. I wouldn't mind Shedeur being in that quarterback room. I wouldn't mind that. That's not going to hurt him. That ain't going to hurt him. And he probably could take that starting job, next season? I'm not a hater, y'all. As much as I want Shedeur to end up with the Cowboys, it's a few places I wouldn't mind him going. Because I'm a root for him wherever he go. He could be in my division. I ain't tripping. We rooting for him.
Classic.
Because we know what that was, what they tried to do when they tried to do what they did. We know what it was, don't we, chat?
Classic.
But yeah, man, is the injury a blessing in disguise? If I got to answer yes or no, I'm going to go with yes for right now. I think all things point up. 333 if you agree with me. Everybody dump them threes in the chat if you agree with me on that. Final analysis. The injury is more of a blessing in disguise. The injury. You understand what I'm saying? 333 if y'all on my side. If y'all see it different, let me know before we move on. Cortez, you ready, bro? Finna drop the link in the chat. Get you backstage so we can go into that question of the day. I want to see what the chat say. 333 from April. She said, y'all dropped them threes in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, I think we agree. I think they planned it right. He said, yes, sir. Uh-huh. Did a link go for you? Anybody is welcome to click the link. My chat is an interactive. This is an interactive experience. Anybody who want to come in and chop it up, y'all are welcome to do so on any stream. Big O, what up? I see you, Ted. Stay backstage for me real quick till I bring it in. I see you, though. Yup. Threes. Everybody agrees. So, yeah, man, Big Shedeur making the right moves, man. I think they got a smart team over there. I think they playing chess for sure. You know, in the NFL, you know, they made their move. And Shedeur came out there. They say they put him in a position to fail. You can't put a top 10 talent against twos and threes and call that a position to fail. So I never bought the narrative, but they painted the narrative. He erased the narrative, you know, completely off the slate. And now they made another move and they telling the NFL, shit, checkmate. Or check. They telling the NFL, check. You know what I'm saying? Not checkmate yet, but check. Yeah. You saying what I could do. Let me sit down for a minute. Let me let this marinate. Yeah. So I like it. I think it's a blessing in disguise for sure, man. So shout out to the Sanders family, and we still rooting with 12.
Classic.
And that's it for the Classic Code Sports. Now we finna move into our regular scheduled program. Today we're gonna start with our question of the day. But before we do, you know we got to bring it in. It's the Classic Codes live show, the best on all streaming platforms. Let's get it.
Talk to it.
Classic Codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yes, Lord. I'm here with my dog Cortez. What up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Mic check. You sound good to me. Yes, sir, man. All is well, man. All is well. I'm glad you're doing well. You hit me up early this morning, man. You had a question of the day on your heart, huh?
Bro, like I don't know what it is. Last couple of weeks, I've been up at 6. Even though I ain't got to get up at 6 no more.
It's all good. Starting your day early is what it is. I'm gonna put out some little vlog footage on the IG today.
I had to hit you with the halfback pass. You feel me?
No, for sure. You know, I caught it. I'm gonna take it to the end zone, man. So your question is,
I got to keep this by me when I cast. I don't know why, but I love it. My daughter gave it to me.
Everybody needs some little gadgets and gadgets on their desk, bro. Everybody needs some on the desk. But your question of the day. So the way you worded it when you texted to me, it was more pointed. But I wanted to make it general because you know my chat is fairly even with guys and women on any given day. You know, we could have, you know, a couple females, a couple dudes in here. So I wanted to make it more balanced. But I know you sent it to me from the male POV for sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But why did
the video that I sent you? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was why do people succumb to fear of missing out? So I just changed it to why do people succumb to fear of missing out? I know when you sent it to me, it was more pointed at the women, and I have discussed it on my channel before, so it's not a foreign conversation to the chat. Soft Rain said, like the stream, comment below, share with the friends, subscribe. That's what I'm talking about. Chat 333 getting active. I got to get April wrenched. I got to get April wrenched up. Somebody remind me to wrench up Soft Rain. But yeah, you said, why do people succumb to fear of missing out? And then you said, especially when they're in, or especially when it's their fault, is what you said, or it's their fault that they're experiencing it. Is what your whole question was. So talk to me, man. What you think it is?
Man, we always talk about how the internet likes to tell people. We saying people, y'all. So don't start, because I'm ready today. I threw up the boxing gloves for a reason, but we said people do this to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you invited me on a trip and I said, nah, man, it's an expensive trip. I'm trying to collect my coins. You know what I'm saying? And then while you there, the whole time you there, I'm like, oh man, I should have went with Brian. I'm saying all of that. You know what I mean? And then you can't be having that much fun. You is though. Well, you know what? You didn't try to help me with the ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really wanted me there, you would have paid for me to go too. Like, no, the invitation was enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to go the extra mile. You told me you wanted me to go. If I wanted to go, I wanted to go. But I shouldn't complain about not being there when I got invited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I feel like it's self-inflicted damage.
Okay.
Self-inflicted damage. I think FOMO, number one, is probably one of the biggest. self-inflicted damages that you're gonna find.
So by FOMO, just so the chat knows, that means fear of missing out. Chat, what y'all think about this? Why do people succumb to FOMO? I'll say this from the way that I'll answer it first the way you originally asked the question, just to be fair to you, and then I'll speak from the speak about us as men as well.
You ain't got to do all that.
No, for sure.
I like how you whipped it up. I like.
No, I'm gonna discuss both sides. You know what I'm saying? So because I think it's different with men and women. So the thought said, Tez, can we get a soft root of where this is coming from so we can respond accordingly? You text me a link, didn't you?
Yeah. I sent so I posted and sent you the picture, right? So the picture basically is
where you posted that? Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. It's basically it's a text thread, right? So I'm you know what, I need to be accurate too. I'm gonna go grab it.
I got you. Don't trip. It's on your story?
Yeah, it's on my story. I had to, man. I couldn't. Normally I don't post like that in the story, but I had to. All right, here it is right here. It's a woman. She said, someone I like has soft launched his new girlfriend. You know, and then the girl underneath said, no one talks about the pain of seeing the man you rejected get in a relationship and treat his girl like a princess. And then the girl at the bottom said, I see why ninjas think we slow. And then obviously next you got Kevin Samuel saying, you can't make this shit up, people. You can't make it up, you know? And that's where it came from. That's where it came from. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, so Reaper. Let's get it.
Yeah, so it says so I don't know how big y'all screens are, chat. So it's someone I like has soft launched his girlfriend. I said no to him. Okay, and then who is this? So it's somebody else in the comments saying no one talks about the pain of seeing the man you rejected get in a relationship and treat his girl like a princess. And then someone else says, I see why ninjas think we slow. Yeah. So this was the context behind why you asked this question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean, as far as fear of missing out is concerned, I think women experience it differently than men, and I think they feel it for different reasons. Souls of Thought said that's regret, not fear of missing out. Kinda. I'll say this. I'm gonna get on that. But as far as fear of missing out specifically, women experience fear of missing out, and this is my theory. So y'all could just plant this one completely on me. I'm not speaking on behalf of men. It's just me. I think that there's no such thing, largely, for the most part, when we talk about Western women, because we're from a capitalistic society, there's really no such thing as a satisfied woman. It's why they scoff at words like complacency, contentment. You know, there's no such to be satisfied means to be full, to be done, to be fulfilled, to be complete. If there's nothing that will, if you're the type of person that say shit like, you know, you always got to want for more, then you have erased the possibility of achieving satisfaction
or happiness.
Yeah, you're never. Yeah, both. It's all in alignment, right? So I think the fear of missing out it runs deep within our American women, because no matter which side of the fence they're on, the grass be feeling greener and shit.
Your mic is doing something weird again.
Damn, what's going on, chat?
You back now.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. But yeah, man, I think it's one of those situations where no matter what side of the fence they on, the grass always seem like it's greener and shit.
Yeah.
You hearing me good?
Yeah, you good right now.
Okay. So like if a woman is in a relationship publicly, she may be like, yeah, me and my boo, woo, this, that, and the third, fourth, and the fifth. But then on the phone or in the group chat with the homegirls that are single, and they making it look good that they living their best life or having their fun or being liberated, whatever it is, right? They making it sound and look good because that's what they do, right? Then the other chick may feel like she need to sabotage her own relationship and get back to these streets, subconsciously or consciously. You see what I'm saying? That's why they say single women keep women single. Now, on the other hand, if you the woman that's single and you making it sound good in the group chat, but you know you miserable with the dating experience that you having overall, right? But in the group chat, you making it look and sound good, pulling your happy friend out of her fucking relationship. Whole time you looking at their relationship, wishing you had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lack of honesty between women. This is my opinion. Again, I could be dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, it's a lack of honesty between women when they talk about this shit. And that's why on both sides of the fence, they always feel FOMO. Well, because nobody being honest about what they really feeling on their side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
If it's one thing to have an opinion, it's another thing to have a hypothesis based on facts. You know, I would say that this goes a little bit beyond having an opinion. I think if we talk to a group, and we would find out that exactly what you're saying is true. I mean, I don't know, you know, how I don't know when you started, you know, your journey into, you know, social and geopolitics, you know, as well as social interactions and peer bonding. I don't know when you started that journey, you know, but for me, it kind of started at school. Yeah. And one thing that I always noticed is, you know, the appearance that people will give, especially when it comes to social media, is more based on what they want to look like and not necessarily what they look like. That's an evolutionary process. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by evolutionary process, it takes a long time. Like if you just started getting on social media tomorrow and you see a bunch of stuff, you might try to emulate some of that depending on your character. You know what I mean? And I feel like in relationships, a lot of them see the stuff on the internet and they immediately say, oh, well, that's how my relationship is supposed to look like. So they emulate this stuff and they make these dudes do some of this stuff through whatever methods. You know what I'm saying? And the dudes do it, acquiesce, but they arguing every day. They're arguing every day. They're not happy. And I've seen it in person. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it in person on maybe several hundred occasions. I don't need to go into details about none of that, but it's usually how it goes, man.
So on the men's side, why do we succumb to fear of missing out?
I mean, no, in this context, since you're asking, I feel like most guys who the only time we ever feel that is if we know we dogged the chick out and she didn't deserve what we gave her. And we like, man, I kind of wish that I had that one back. You know, that's what I see on the guy's side. I don't really, it's kind of a different, I mean, it's two totally different, you know, sides. On the woman's side is I didn't give that dude a chance, even though I knew he was good for me because I thought I had options. And the man's side is I shouldn't have played around with this real one. And that's usually how I see it on both ends. So I'm not pushing the, you know, putting the blame on either side. I'm just saying that for men, it's not necessarily the, oh, I never got a chance to, I never got treated like that, because we get less opportunities than they do. You know, they get approached a lot more than we do. As a whole, not everybody, you know.
No, as a whole. No, for sure. Soft Rain said, or they see her happy and flourishing with the next dude. No, I never felt like that about it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but like that's very rare. I'm saying, like, you know, I don't usually get this way, so I can't say that I don't think I've ever felt that way, but I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I have a bunch of guy friends, and we talk about real stuff. You know, me and my guy friends talk about stuff. I tell them not to call women about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? She only gonna give you bad advice. So I say call a bro. You know what I mean? A bro will tell you because he's been there the whole time.
Yeah. So it's a thought that I've never experienced it. Yeah, me either. Not when it comes to. I've never had fear of missing out on no female. I've had fear of missing out on like experiences of some kind. You know what I mean? But never like women. No. It's never been a situation where like me and a chick not dealing with each other no more, and then like another dude got her, and like I feel some type of way about it and shit. Like I don't normally if it's a chick that got out of my grasp and she with another dude, it don't matter what you make it look like on the internet. I know what he going through.
Yeah, you've been there before.
Yeah, I dealt with her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what it looks. She made it look good when we was on the computer. Yeah. You feel me? That shit ain't. He said, Soul's the Thought said, when I leave, I block LOL so I don't see anything. Nah, see, I believe in letting them watch the movie. I believe in letting them watch. Look, you gonna watch the movie. Oh my God.
We gotta see that. Yeah. Live HBO over here. You know what I'm saying?
Watch. You get a look at this.
Classic.
It's live HBO. They get to watch. I've had some guys. Okay. So I don't want to put them on blast, but I've had some guys call me about this very subject. But here's the reason why they called. These guys don't get no. They don't get no O's. You know what I'm saying? They don't get none. And when they did get one, they tried to play that game and they messed around on her. And that's when they started wanting her back. But as far as the guys that I know, that's, you know, they have handsome privilege, they never ever try to go back. Ever. I have never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen him try to go back, reach backwards. You know, it'd be different if she approached him and y'all both single, but I don't see him being like, man, she got a boyfriend right now. That doesn't happen. Right. It legitimately does not happen. Like, if guys that get women attention, they do not do it because there's no point. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Never seen it. Never seen it. That's why you have all the guys saying that, because it's true. Like, you never did it.
What, have fear of missing out with a female?
Well, like, you see her with another dude, you don't care.
No.
Yeah, who cares?
No, I think I might have been close to experiencing it once, and then I learned like what it really was, and I was like, oh, I ain't missed shit. I just didn't know that. I just didn't have all the information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't miss shit. I thought I was missing some shit. And then I learned the truth, and I was like, oh no, I ain't missed nothing at all.
I remember the bad times.
I really dodged a bullet, huh?
Before that ever happens, I remember the bad times. They fresh. You know, I remember the bad times. Yeah, whenever I see one of them, like, I see him all the time. You know, I got a lot of exes. When I see him, I be like,
you got a lot of exes. You a red flag, folks.
I know.
Damn, that's crazy. He said, I know. He said, I know, chat.
Natural born crash dummy.
My man got on Al Gore's internet and said, I know I'm a red flag. That's
look, I got all of the triggers for what a red flag could possibly look like, but I got all the green flags too. You know what I'm saying? I'm there to confuse you. You better watch and find out. Watch me. That's what I got to say about that one. Watch me. You know what I mean? But that's usually how it goes. Like, if I see one, especially if I'm out in public somewhere, I ain't gonna say where, but if I'm out in public somewhere and I see one, I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember all that crazy shit she did. I don't want her.
You know what I think a lot of people got FOMO of? Fear of missing out on clout.
Yeah.
Having they 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people got FOMO of that shit. They just want to have at least a wave. You know, be able to say I went viral once. Be able to say, you know what I'm saying? They looking for they moment in the spotlight. I think lot of people
TikTok got big.
Yeah, I think FOMO. Yeah, I think a lot of people got. No, I think TikTok got big because they paying that bread. You got people that don't. You got people that don't even want to be in front of a camera. That's like, shit. There's money over here. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about 10 years in now on TikTok. I'm talking about when TikTok started. It was empty. You know what I'm saying? When TikTok started, I remember when it started. It was a stupid video editing thing where you would make stupid videos, and then you put stupid filters over them where you like got powers. Or you look like you're a Dragon Ball Z character, you know, and then you'll post it, you know what I'm saying? And then it turned into the dances, and then it turned into the challenges, the water bucket challenge, and all of them crazy challenges, right? And everybody was emulating it, trying to outdo the last person that was doing it. So a lot of people, they jumped on them, and a lot of them still do. They jump on every challenge and try to do the challenge, hoping to stay relevant. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying I ain't got that type of time.
No, I feel you. Shit, TikTok's something different now, though. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. That's a way.
I mean, but look, you a content creator, so all you got to do is clip yourself and just stream your clip. I mean, just post your clips. That's it. Just clip yourself.
That's all I do.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to
do. That's all I do. Easy.
Yeah. Don't not participate. It's so many people right now that's participating. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Y'all all watch, right? How long did it take us to clip that show from a couple of days ago? I think it was 10 seconds after we went off air. 10 seconds.
Clip.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, oh God. We ain't waiting on nothing. I got AI for that. It's AI for that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, what's your closing thoughts on the question though? As far as
the question is, you got to live You got to live not just in the moment, but you have to enjoy where you at. That we talked about the complacency thing versus the contentment thing. You kind of have to be content where you at. Every step that you took led you to the road that you're at, and you got to take accountability for where you at too. If you're somewhere where you don't want to be at, that's probably your fault. Actually, I'm gonna go on a limb and say it is your fault. If you're somewhere where you want to be, you're gonna take credit for that too, right? It's a double-edged sword. It swings both ways. It's a pendulum, as the song says. I think you got to just live okay, I made a mistake. All right. I made a mistake. Own the mistake and move on from it. Don't make it again. What they talking about in that is, I guarantee you, it's not just one dude that'll do that to her. It's probably 10, 15. She on the internet pouring her heart out. It's probably a bunch of guys she feel that way about. She see them living their best life and she at home on a computer typing emojis.
Yeah, I feel that. My closing statements on this would be, when it comes to fear of missing out, just understand that there's always another one. Until your clock expires, there's always another one. And I mean that with regards to everything, right? Like if your friend's going on a guy's trip and you really on a financial mission right now, and you feel, you got FOMO and fear of missing out, and you got a whole budgeting strategy, you sticking to it, you're trying to be disciplined, and it'll throw you off your axis if you participate in this trip. And sometimes that FOMO will make you make the decision to pull up to that trip, for fear of missing out. But you got to understand, as long as you take care of yourself and no catastrophes happen, you can, whatever destination they going to, whatever ship they got on, whatever flight they caught, whatever it is, there'll be another one. You can catch that flight and go to that place and stay at the same resort at a different time. And maybe it's not with them, but so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to be there, you'll be there. And if you're not supposed to be there, you won't be there. You know how many people, missed a group trip where somebody didn't make it back home? And they like, shit, I really wanted to be on that trip. I'm kind of glad I didn't go. You feel me? And sometimes it ain't even a group trip. Sometimes it's a group activity. You could be in your hometown. You get what I'm saying? So fear of missing out. You supposed to be where you supposed to be. You not where you not. Don't really trip off that. There's always another one. The same thing when it come to like people. When it come to like relationships and stuff like that. Like, it sound crazy to say, but like if something not working out, or if it don't work out, it's because it's not supposed to. You know what I mean? And there's so many people on the planet that the statement literally applies. There's always another one. You know what I'm saying? And so that doesn't mean be dismissive. That doesn't mean be quick to walk away, but it does mean just understand what you need to understand when you need to understand it and move accordingly. As my dog Uncle Plug would say, you know what I'm saying? Act accordingly. So that's just what it is. But
everything ain't for everybody.
You said no, everything ain't for everybody. That's what I'm saying. So fear of missing out, not really a real thing. You just got to run your race and be on your journey. But that's my closing statement on the question of the day. Why do people succumb to fear of missing out? But yeah, Cortez, man, I appreciate you joining me, bro. I know you got to move around. I want to make sure you have plenty of time so you can run early.
Yeah, we finished early. I got plenty of time. If you want to
that's what I wanted, man. I want you to have plenty of time so you don't have to rush. Rushing is a form of anxiety, bro. So, you know what I mean? I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you hitting me up with the question of the day today.
Always.
All right, bro. Yeah, chat. We here. So, but yeah, man, we moving into the reaction video now. We're gonna slide over into the reaction video. We're going over to Anton Daniels After Hours, where they're discussing that apparently the Supreme Court has overturned same-sex marriages. So we're going to tap in to see what that's actually about, because I'm not sure. I don't know that I heard about this. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, chat. There we go. All right, so I guess apparently the Supreme Court has overturned the same-sex marriages, and the After Hours crew with Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the After Hours panel. They're going to be giving their reaction to this. I haven't watched this at all whatsoever, so we're going to go full authentic reaction in this regard and see what's up with this. I'm going to learn same time as y'all.
In favor of same-sex marriage across the United States. Supreme Court is asked to overturn, is being asked to overturn same-sex marriage. Check it out.
After the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage across the United States, it could now be overturned. Senior Washington correspondent Devin Dwyer is on the story for us. All right, give us the deal, Devin. Who is actually asking the justices to overturn this?
Well, in recent years, Kira, we've been waiting for a case like this as some of the sentiment in the country has started to shift a little bit, softened rather, against same-sex marriage. There's been a lot of talk about whether the justices will get a chance to reconsider the case. And as you said there, they are getting that opportunity next month. We've learned that Kim Davis, she's that Kentucky clerk from back in 2015 that was at the center of international controversy when she refused to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple in Kentucky in defiance of the Supreme Court. She spent 6 days in jail. She lost a defamation suit. She had to pay $100,000 in damages, $260,000 in legal fees. That's what she's appealing to the Supreme Court. But it's the first time, Kira, that anyone has technically asked the justices explicitly to overturn Obergefell v. Hodges, which was that landmark ruling. And she does just that. Her counsel in this petition, which was filed last week, says that decision was egregiously wrong. And if that sounds familiar, that's the same type of argument that was made by opponents of abortion when they.
All right, so that's the general overview of and the foundation of this whole situation. So how do y'all feel about the Supreme Court being asked to overturn same-sex marriage?
Difference it makes, to be honest.
Okay, before they get into it, chat, weigh in on this if you dare. I know some people in the chat, they want to stay, out of the limelight, but for those that like to stand in the paint, where y'all at on this, chat? Talk to me, chat. 333, the best in the game. Where y'all at on this? Hey, all opinions are welcome. All perspectives are welcome. We here for one reason. That's to get some answers, man. We got to crack the codes by any means necessary. And that means have a tough conversation.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
So y'all let me know where y'all at on it, and then we can go from there. Cortez said, I still feel like it's none of my business, to be honest. Okay. Respect. I'm going to see what some of them say before I get warmed up.
It's like, that's not something that I necessarily believe in, but I just don't think that it's gonna make a difference whether it's legal or not. Like, people aren't gonna stop being gay because same-sex marriage is overturned. I don't know what difference it makes.
Let them dice and them fairies do what they do, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Okay. Allegedly, and all for content creation purposes for the transcript and for entertainment. Because what is he talking about? He talking crazy.
I think it's despicable that they even had right, like that they had rights to be married and all that weird ass shit, man. Like, I'm now when it come to this, I'm very much biased. Now you can say I'm biased, because I don't believe in none of this shit. I don't think you should publicize any of this. I think it's despicable that we talk about it so much. I think it's despicable that it's in everything. Every time you look around, they're trying to promote this lifestyle. I think it's despicable that's the reason that Brittany Renner was traded for a war criminal.
You talking about what's her
Renner?
name?
I mean, not Brittany Renner. Brittany. I'm sorry. Brittany Griner. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it was despicable that she was traded for a war criminal.
Okay, so about what Slimmy just said in regards to that, I'm going to use a different word from despicable or diabolical. I'm going to use this word. I'm going to say it's hypocritical. This is a Christian nation, right? It's a Christian nation, right? So if this is a Christian nation and the laws were built around in some sort of way, built around Christianity, then it is hypocrisy to have such laws. So I'm going to use the word hypocritical. I think to have that as a legalized thing is hypocritical in a Christian nation. I think it literally doesn't make sense in accordance to scripture, without any biases or anything, without any of my personal emotions attached to it, just objectively speaking. You guys are a Christian country? Yes, we are. Okay, then why is it legal for a man to marry a man in a Christian country? Isn't that in direct conflict with the Bible? Objectively speaking, with nobody's emotions involved. True or false, matter of fact. Is it not in the direct conflict with the Bible? Talk to me, chat. 333 if I'm right. Tell me something else if I'm glitching. Let me know if I'm glitching, chat.
Because she was homosexual. Because if she was a straight woman, it would have never happened. Nobody wouldn't have gave a fuck. I'm sorry, man.
In the chat, April said they love who they love, but the Bible tells me differently. The legal purpose of them marrying is to get the rights of married couples. Okay, that makes sense. So they love who they love, but the Bible tells me differently. The legal purpose of them marrying is to get the rights of married couples. So that's why they fought for their rights, because they wanted the rights of married couples, the tax breaks, et cetera, whatever that consists of. Cortez, even just filing for shit for like mortgages and all that. But Cortez Brent said true. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your honesty. Soft Rain said if they have laws in reference to abortion, then they shouldn't be allowing same-sex marriage either. Yeah, I'm just because I'm a spiritual man, right? So I'm not tied to no particular book and none of that. So I'm free to speak, about God a little differently from people who are tied to a doctrine, self-tied to a doctrine. So, and no disrespect to that or any of that. But what I'm saying is this is a Christian country, right? That's true. That is a objective fact. If this is a Christian country, the Bible say what it say. It's already wrote. It say what it say. It says that's an abomination. That's what it say in the Bible. Not me, not you. That's what it say in the book. Okay. Wasn't nobody beefing with the Bible until y'all wanted to legalize this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or when y'all kids start being that way and y'all still wanted to bring them to church, then it was time to have a conversation about making concessions against the word of the Lord. I'm just holding y'all accountable because this is a Christian nation. That's hypocrisy in its purest form. I'm just calling a spade a spade. If we here to crack the codes, then we got to be honest.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I'm not even going to crash out about it. Cortez said the country is a business and it's agenda driven. The Christian side of it basically wrote the Constitution, which is the law of the land. Okay, so the Constitution is the law of the land. It is the foundational principle of this country, which would make this a Christian nation. This is a Christian country. You go over there to the UAE, that's Islamic over there. Largely Muslim. Christians be over there, but it's largely Muslim. We a Christian country. That's objectively true. I mean, I know you're not pushing back on that part. You just giving me more of an elaboration, which I for sure, appreciate. But it's hypocrisy in its purest form. And that's why I said I can't take certain people serious. Like, I love black folks and I want better for us. But do I see better for us if I'm being objective? No. Because why? Well, 88% of y'all voted against y'all own God. Y'all voted against your God. You voted against God. Fuck Trump. You voted against God. You voted for the country to stay zesty. That's what the Democrats was on, among other things. I know, it wasn't even that for me. I voted because of the welfare. I voted because of the Social Security. It's a package. It's a package. Okay, pros and cons. You voted because you really want the welfare and the Social Security to stay how it is. But inside the same packaging, you got all of the extra marriage rights, the extra zesty rights, and all of the other things that go against your foundational religion. Now that they talking about the aliens finna pull up next month, everybody screaming Jesus, 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 but y'all be voting against God. So I'm not finna take you all but too serious. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm here to be honest with y'all. Listen, I ain't come on here to make no friends. I came up my loyalty to the truth anyway. Yeah, that's just how it's going. Cortez said just elaborating and agreeing for sure, and much appreciated. Chat 333, chat 333, the best in the game.
Classic.
Let's see what else they talking about though. Chat, what's up?
I think this shit is out of control. I think it's a lot of gay people in politics that are pushing these agendas.
I do believe that there's an agenda. I just don't know that overturning this will make a difference. If everybody says that marriage is so terrible and so horrible, let them experience it too. You get terrible and horrible too. Share the wealth. Like like I said, it's not going to stop people from being gay. Let them have it.
Should they have the benefits that come along with marriage?
What are the benefits? Because according to
Everything.
this show,
all the way down to your pension,
there are some benefits.
Pension, social security,
work benefits,
healthcare coverage, all of that type of stuff. everything.
Those aren't really the benefits that concern me. Those aren't the benefits that concern me. See, the things that concern me are the things that are going to affect me, like most of us. Let me get to these comments first. Souls of Thought said, I feel it's a political plan for democratic process. When same-sex marriage was approved, it caused for more home to be sold, to be purchased. Yeah, it's always going to come back to some bread. It's always going to come back to some bread, but at the detriment of the people. Cortez Branch said, she has a bad take. You can't detract from marriage, then say, let them get married. Double talking is happening Classic. Here. Double talking. It's going to happen every day. Souls of Thought said also creates more loan opportunities, etc. Marriage creates more debt, which ultimately pays the government. Oh, you ain't lying. It's, like I said, I ain't got no beef with you. It's always going to come back to some bread. Classic. It's always going to come back to some bread, even if it go against. That's the difference between being in a country and being in a corporation. Everything I'm saying is alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment, but there's a difference between living inside of a corporation and living inside of a country. When a country go to make some laws and some changes, oftentimes it's going to be with the consideration of the citizens and the civilians of the nation, the actual people of the nation. There's people who are in rundown nations under corrupt governments. Yes, this I know. But understand, they're corrupt because they're not countries. They're about bread. If you're making decisions about bread over the people, you are a corporation. No matter how good or bad you're doing, getting the money that you're prioritizing, you have a corporation-minded entity. That is not a country. If you live in a country, a village, a tribe, when your government make laws, it's going to have you in mind. It's going to have you in mind, not the bottom line. You're going to be first priority. So that's why I always say we live inside of a corporation. And that's why you will build your laws on the principles of Christianity, but then put laws in place later down the line that benefit the bottom line as far as profit is concerned, but go directly against the ethics that are built into the law system. I'm just holding people's feet to the fire. That's why I don't subscribe to none of this shit, because when you subscribe to it, you lumped in with all the bullshit that go with it now. That's just what it is now. Souls of Thought say also beware. This is why a Democrat will win next election. Everything Trump is doing will be running agenda for Harris in 2028. Yeah, man, it's social engineering. They know how the ebbs and flows go. Bush gave us Obama. Obama gave us opened up the doors for Trump. It's social engineering, man. They telling y'all what to do so that they know what's gonna happen next. Classic. I'm a dictate to you, so I know what you're gonna do. I'm a shade you to your left hand, so I know you going left. When you go left, I'm already ready, prepped, and equipped to cut you off and try to make you counter or get stuck, because I'm sending you where I want you to go. They dictate to the flock. But if you got the magic goggles on, then you see for the what's happening. But you also realize what isn't in your control. It's a nasty game. Classic. It's a real nasty game. He said the glass is on God. We got them. We got, I see it like it is. But yeah, man, but that's not the part I wanted to say. That's not the part about the shit that impact me. The part that impact me is when the same-sex couples get married and they let them adopt children. You literally somewhere in this country got, two white males adopting a little black baby boy. What type of grown-up does that produce? We ain't even got no data on that. What type of grown-up do that produce? What type of adult does that make? Two white men, husband and husband, adopting a little black boy. What type of adult does that make? Two black men adopting a little Asian boy, a little Asian girl. What type of adult does that create? We don't even have no analytics on this shit. We doing stuff that's outside of the design. Again, I'm going to keep pointing back to it. We doing shit that's outside of the design of God. See, y'all not beefing with my opinion. Y'all not beefing with, we not beefing with, y'all beefing with God. When a woman got hip dips and she don't like her hip dips, and she go to the doctor and say, take the meat off my love handles and put it in these indents right here so my hips will bow out. You beefing with God. If you get lean, trim muscle, you're going to have hip dips, because most of the time when your hips bowed out is because of your body fat percentage. That's what come with being in shape. Some little hip dips. You should look at your hip dips as a badge of honor, but no. Somebody told you what beautiful was supposed to be or what it was supposed to look like, dictated it to you to the point where you would play with your life, go under anesthesia unnecessarily, but voluntarily, get sliced on, go through weeks of recovery, having to wear a faja, having to get lymphatic massage, having gunk and shit oozing out of your wounds. Yeah, it gets nasty. They don't talk about that part. They just want to take the picture turned around looking over the shoulder. So they'll tell you how to feel about yourself. They'll tell you how to feel about God. They'll tell you how to feel about the president. They'll tell you how to feel about everything if you a sheep. And I know I can't save the world, but the few that need to come along, I'm here for you. Classic codes at your service. Yeah, but that's the part I don't like is when you start having these, soft rain, she put the, what type of adult does that create? We don't even got no data on that. What does that create? Somewhere in this country, you got 2 white men adopting a little black boy and gonna raise him as husband and husband. What type of adult human does this little black boy stand to become? I don't even know. We don't have nothing to go off of. We can predict zesty, but that's, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know. So it's nasty work. And again, why is it that a spiritual man can come on here and be so objective about these things, but the folks that's like hyper radical Christian that's got these mega churches and that's making all this bread, they not talking about this. I ain't heard TD Jake say nothing about it. I ain't heard TD Jake say nothing about it. Because I guarantee you pull up there to his service, it's a bunch of Zest monsters up in there. No disrespect to anybody. Just here to have an objective conversation, all alleged and for entertainment purposes and content creation. You can't find one mega church in this whole country where it's not a whole bunch of people that are completely comfortable in their gender specifications, their sexualities, and nobody's telling them they need to change. Nobody's telling them they need to pray it off of. They accepting them tithes and them offerings. You understand me? Wow.
Classic.
Yeah. So you know, this shit right here is deeper than rap now. But let's see what else they got.
Benefits that come along with marriage.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you get the bad parts, you get the good parts too. And this is me being naive in speaking and saying this, but like, I feel like everybody would have their own health coverage anyway. Like, you don't get married for health coverage, do you?
Oh, you absolutely.
Bullshit.
People get married for healthcare coverage.
Really?
All the time. All the time.
Niggas.
There's some people that have. I've heard of same-sex couples that got married that wasn't in a relationship so that they can actually get some of the benefits.
I mean, what's the difference between that and the lavender marriage? Like, what? Just because, like, if I choose to marry a gay man, on the outside it's going to look like man and woman, and that's right. But I mean, what's the difference?
I mean, technically, if you're just doing it just for the benefits, there are no differences.
That's all I'm saying. I just
okay. So
nobody's bringing up adoption, and y'all scared to talk about it. I know y'all got jobs. Y'all don't want to be caught out here giving y'all real opinions and shit like that. I feel y'all. Cortez said televangelists aren't going to say anything. No, they're gonna collect that chop. They gonna collect. Hey, listen. The day y'all see me behind a pulpit preaching to a bunch of people, collecting that bag, just know I made my mind up. I'm going to go get $1 billion. The day y'all see me preaching in the church, just know I made my mind up. I'm going to go get $1 billion. Ain't nothing that sell better than Jesus. I know how to sell it. You hear me? I'm having the basket go around 3 times a service. They taking Zelle at church, all that. Yeah. Don't tell me they no business. Cortez said she's clueless. Ask any serviceman if people get married for benefits. Yeah, all the time. Especially in the military. What? You be crazy not to. You seen the benefits package?
The idea of it is that the institution of marriage is supposed to be sacred based off of what we stand for in this country, or based off of.
I get that, but if there's supposed to be a true separation of church and state, then gay marriage in particular wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? Because marriage is based on religion.
Oh my God. Hold on. Soft Rain coming through with the stats and the data. Chat 333, the best in all streaming platforms.
Classic.
I keep trying to tell y'all, man. I ain't even tell nobody to look it up. You see how this come through? While specific statistics focus only on same-sex couples of the same ethnicity, adopting children of different ethnicity aren't readily available, we can infer, given that, let's go, given that 60% of LGBTQ adoptions are transracial, it suggests that a majority of these couples, including those of any ethnicity, adopt across ethnic lines. See, y'all think Classic just come on here and just be talking out the side of his neck, don't y'all?
Classic.
April went and got the data for me just to verify what I was already talking about. Y'all, I just want y'all to answer the question. I'm not even giving my opinion. See, people get so touchy. They don't want to talk. They get so touchy. Y'all so scared. That's why don't nothing get fixed. Too many conversations you grown folks don't want to have. Tell me right now, what type of adult comes out when two Caucasian men adopt a little 1-year-old black boy? What type of adult does that produce? What type of adult does it produce when a Caucasian woman who's married to a Filipino woman goes and adopts a young white girl or a young white boy? What type of adult human does it produce? It's getting real. We don't even have data on what that's going to look like. We know we got some data on what the single moms produce. We got data on it. No disrespect to the single moms at all, but we have data. We have information. We know what come out. A lot of the inmates, a lot of the dropouts, a lot of the domestic violence abusers, right? All alleged for content creation, and we can look these stats up, right? We know what we get from that. Y'all don't have no idea what it's gonna look like in 32 years when you meet the first black man you ever met that grew up with two white dads and no mom at all. Y'all don't even know what that's gonna look like. Y'all have no data, no nothing. We all in the dark.
Classic.
Yeah. Cortez said marriage is incentivized in this country. Notice the wordage for sure. Joe Jet said 333. His plan can't be built upon faith alone. Pass the plate or get along. Pass the classic. Oh yeah. If y'all see me put that tie on and that you feel me with and I start tapping that handkerchief right here, just know I decided to go get a Billy. It's not a listen. I be looking at these pastors. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I be looking at these ministers that be going viral and they be doing their thing. There's some talented ones out there. You know what I'm saying? They be doing their thing. And I just be looking at them like, yeah, all right. But if I jumped in the pool pit, best in the world. Nobody will sell Jesus better than me. And I'm calling it exactly what it is, because that's what they're doing. They selling Jesus. Nobody's selling Jesus better than me. Church, tabernacle. I'm talking about I had y'all shucking and jiving and paying out. Creflo Dollar ain't got shit on me.
Classic.
I'm telling you right now, adoption in general tend to create identity disorders. See what Hey, what kind of identity disorders? Expound, Cortez. Talk to somebody get these identity disorders. Let's crack this code real quick. What type of adults is coming out of these marriages where these little boys and these little girls being raised from 2, 3, 4, 5 years old with two mamas, no daddy, two daddies, no mama, and then they not even the same ethnicity or cultural structure or none of that. Y'all gonna tell me it don't matter, right? Y'all gonna somebody right now tell me that it don't matter, and I swear to God.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
As much sociology as we discuss on this channel, there's no way y'all gonna tell me this shit don't matter. Let's get to the root of this. It's enough intelligence in this chat for us to get some answers. What type of adults are we looking at? Is this why we need to worry about ourselves everywhere we go? Trafficking, organ, or all alleged for content creation purposes. Organ harvesting, all type of shit. Yeah, no. What are we looking at? Well, what type of sociopaths are we looking at? Joe Jet said those kids won't have a firm foundation of their identity with that type of mixture of parents. And then what does that lead to? Come on, chat. Yeah. I studied this. I know Norris can't type right now. I know he want to say some shit so bad. If Souls of Thought was in this, if he was able to type right now, I'm sure he'd be going crazy because this is his type of conversation. What we getting? No, nobody want to say it. Okay, let's let them continue.
Well, I'm just asking the questions.
No, because you can get married in a courthouse.
Yeah, but the institution of marriage, like, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but it's based in religion. Like, I don't think people just wake up deciding to choose to
Do
be
married
married.
couples get married at church, or do they get married at the courthouse?
I don't think it matters. It's the covenant.
The marriage license is issued at the courthouse.
Right.
I've never seen people post pictures of their gay marriage at a church.
Yeah, they have. Matter of fact, they started to.
I said I never seen it, which is still remains true as of right now.
They actually started to fight. People used to. Well, I don't know about now, but I know that there were cases where people were making a big deal about the fact that certain pastors and certain churches would refuse to marry a same-sex couple.
He's supposed to. I don't care how I make nobody feel. I'm here. My truth, my loyalty is to the truth. I try my best to be objective. I'm open to have conversations with people who see stuff different. Me in the chat, we don't always agree. We have our back and forth. We learn from each other. That's what we do here for the people that's here for the first time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is what we do here, and we do this shit every day, and we do it at the highest level that you're going to get on all streaming platforms.
Classic.
Right now, if you're watching from Classic Code Sports, I'm shutting off Classic Code Sports Live. Come to the Classic Codes on YouTube or Twitch. Classic Code Sports is coming off the stream as of right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, but yeah. Hold on. What we got, chat? So Cortez says it'll breed anxiety, depression, and lack of belonging to community. These are the type of adults that we're going to get.
Classic.
So the anxiety, depression, and lack of belonging to community. Would you say that's some of the things or the symptomology of old boy that was in the hotel building in Vegas blucking at that country concert? Would you say that's some of the symptomology of the man who did the Oklahoma City? You dig? Would you say that's some of the you get where I'm going? These are the type of adults we're gonna get, right? Soft Rain said, I agree, Joe. Identity confusion. And what behavior patterns do we get from these things? I'm hearing identity confusion. I'm hearing anxiety, depression, lack of belonging to community. And then what behaviors do we get behind that? Is this some of the symptomology of the people that pull up to grocery stores 22 towns away from where they live and just turn it into set it off? Let's really, yeah, this shit real. Joe Jet said, I think the kids will possibly turn out like Will Smith kids at best, but they have the money to play around with identity. You think them? Okay. So he gave us a real life image, a depiction. So you think they turning out like yeah? Because the last time, and no disrespect to the Smith children, but the last time I saw Jaden, he was trying to be Willow, and the last time I saw Willow, she was being a rock star. But then she was also crying, asking who ate all the yams. So, should we be concerned for society behind this? Because I think they're fairly harmless to a degree. Maybe influence-wise, they're harmful, right? If they got a bunch of little kids looking up to them and how they move. But physically, they look harmless to me. Omari Knight said, you're going to get an extremely emotional person that person turns into depends on a lot, or who that person turns into depends on a lot of influence on their life. Okay. Do these children get bullied? Or do they get homeschooled? April, we got stats on that? The same sex couples that's adopting babies of different ethnicities at 60%. We already got the stats. Same sex couples adopt children across ethnicities at 60% clip. So the majority of them is raising little babies that ain't of their culture, which is what it is. But Again, what type of adults are we producing here? She said, hold on the phone. No problem. Hold the phone. I'll be back. No problem. We'll wait for you. Cortez said, in the nuclear family, children look to the father for security, mother for nurturing. Most kids' first hero is their father. Okay, so in this situation, Cortez, let's say a white man and a Korean man are married and they adopt a 10-month-old black boy. So he got two dads. So he got two heroes, according to what you're talking about. What type of adult that's growing up into? We don't have no information on this, chat. We out here making breeds of humans, and we gonna have to create new psychological terms for some of this shit that's going on out here, chat. I just want to know, at what point is the masses gonna get sick of being misled? You know, enlightenment is free. In most neighborhoods that got a reasonable city in this country, your library card is free of charge. And you can go check out books and become enlightened free of charge. You don't want to go to the library? Download some AI that'll just spit you information at will. Like, y'all don't have to stay sheep forever. This is crazy. Cortez said there's no data, only speculation. And that's spooky. That's spooky. You got AI taking jobs. You got a whole slew of population of little kids that's currently probably teenagers and getting into early adulthood that was raised in these family dynamics that we don't even know what type of adult that produces. So that's why I say, man, I could tell y'all to stay safe, but I think sometimes it's best to stay dangerous because this shit getting weird outside.
Classic.
It's getting weird outside. But yeah, man, that's my reaction video. I'm not going to watch the whole 30 minutes of the Anton Daniels After Hours crew. I think the little bit of talking they did allowed for me to expound for y'all and for us to really get off into it and have a great conversation. So that's it. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the After Hours crew. Make sure y'all tap in with them and get them a subscribe and check them out because they drop a lot of content just like me. Yeah. All right, so it is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We started off with the question of the day. We already did the reaction video. So since it's Friday, you know we got to go into the segment Classic Bars Friday. Today we're going to be listening to Nay Speaks. She got a very quick in-car freestyle that we're going to be listening to, chat. And we'll probably run through it a few times because it is fast. It's like a 35, 40-second video. But in my opinion, I saw this already. We gonna y'all know how we do it on the classic freestyle on the Classic Bars Friday. We're going to rate it 1 through 5. We're going to rate what she doing 1 through 5. Y'all come up with y'all own criteria on how y'all giving out y'all rating, but we rating 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. I think nobody has averaged out to above a 4. You are allowed to use decimals. People doing 3.5, some people doing 3.6. You can do whatever you want in between 1 through 5. That's how we rate it. Today we got Nay Speaks. I looked long and hard to find something that was organic, something that wasn't professionally made. Because last week's Classic Bars actually got copyright in certain territories and stuff, because I think that's a song that dude actually released and he was rapping it on the radio. And so it was some complications with that. So I'm looking for organic, in the car type stuff. You could be mic'd up, but it needs to be a real freestyle to where, you know, I can assess this and give you your eyes and your views without any, you know, disruption in my monetization and what I got going on over here. So without further ado, let's bring in Nay Speaks. Yes, Lord, this the young lady. She said she got tipsy and started rapping. So make sure y'all get y'all ratings together, chat. Drop them 3s if y'all ready to listen to Nay Speak. Shout out to Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. He would show up right in time to listen to these bars. He would show up right in time to listen to the bars. It's only appropriate. You know, my dog be spitting. Soft Rain said, no consistent disparity in child outcomes. Okay. That's because, you see, we don't even know yet. We finna find out. We finna F around and find out. But listen, this is Nay Speaks, y'all. Let's give her a real listen. 1 through 5, be objective, be kind, because I will reach out to her and let her know we did this. Let's go.
You get lit and start POV. You get lit and start rapping.
You had the right idea, but had the wrong one. I ain't even give the ultimatum. Nigga chose up. Y'all in real life gotta hit me with a close up. Smooth talking, look inside my eyes, got it so stuck. Every love I ever had is still in love with me. I'm the blueprint, he trying to make his next another me, but they nobody touching me. That's on my
Okay. Hold on, chat. Y'all not listening, chat. Hold on, chat. No. Let's go.
You get lit and start rapping.
You had the right idea, but had the wrong one. I ain't even give the ultimatum, nigga chose up. Y'all in real life gotta hit me with the close up. Smooth talking, look inside my eyes, got it so stuck. Every up I ever had is still in love with me. I'm the blueprint, he trying to make his next another me, but they nobody touching me, that's on my soul. He asked me if I think that I'm the shit, I said I know. First they made a beauty, fucked around and got a beast. I got the pressure that they need, the only runner trying to lead. And I fight my shit forever, go ahead and follow me.
Hey, hold on.
Classic.
What's going on, chat? Drop them ratings, man. He said 4. All right, she's smooth. I'll let y'all digest it. I'm gonna play it one more time. I see the numbers ain't falling yet. I know Mr. McBride probably typing a paragraph with his analysis. Let's go. Let's give her a rating, chat. Let's give her a look. Okay, Joe Jet flying in heavy. I'm feeling it. Flames 4.5.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Classic.
Ooh, yeah, I found some shit this week. Okay, she nice. A 4. Oh, God.
Classic.
We gonna get somebody to average over 4.5. Oh, she's smoking shit. Okay.
Classic.
Okay. Now listen, we a month in on doing these. All the other artists were dope too. They were dope, but nobody averaged this high. Right now, she's averaging like a 4.5. Chuck, I haven't even given my rating yet. She was really she can't. And listen, she said you get tipsy and start rapping. Sometimes for artists, these little joints right here in the whip be the coldest shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. But let's give her one, since y'all enjoyed it so much and it's such a short clip. Let's run it one more time. Let's go, Nay. Nay Speaks. Hold on, what we got? TikTok be tweaking sometimes. Let's go.
POV. You get lit and start rapping.
You had the right idea, but had the wrong one. I ain't even give the ultimatum, nigga chose up. Y'all in real life gotta hit me with the close up. Smooth talking, look inside my eyes, got it so stuck. Every up I ever had is still in love with me. I'm the blueprint, he trying to make his next another me, but they nobody touching me, that's on my soul. He asked me if I think that I'm the shit, I said I know. First they made a beauty, fucked around and got a beast. I got the pressure that they need, the only runner trying to lead. And I fight my shit forever, go ahead and follow me.
Yeah. No, y'all know. Souls of Thought coming in with the tough. Simon Cowell in the building. He said it's because she a female. It sounds hard. LOL. My man said 3. I feel. Damn, dog. What are you, man?
All right now.
Come on.
All right now.
Everybody else impressed. My man said it's just because she's a girl. Hey, he going crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Said thought he found a beauty, found out he found a beast. Yeah, that was a bar. She was
classic.
She was rapping. Joe Jet said flow on point. I personally like when they keep the voice feminine, no dead space bars. You have you on the edge trying to catch everything. Strong points made. Now, listen, Souls of Thought, you the only one that gave her a middle of the road score. I haven't given mine yet. Can we get a real breakdown like Joe Jet just articulated why he gave her a 4.5? Flow on point. I personally like when they keep the voice feminine, no dead space bars, have you on the edge trying to catch everything. Strong points made. Do you have something to really break down why she a 3 to you? Cortez said, Souls, I'm judging on that scale. You know the bar is different. Hold on, Cortez. Didn't you give her a good score, bro? Hold on. Hold on, bro. I know I'm not glitching. Hold on. Didn't you just give her a good score, Cortez? Am I tweaking or no? Hold on. Damn, chat going crazy. It's hard for me to find the message. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cortez said a 4. Yeah, you gave her a 4. What you mean you agree with Souls? My man re-nigging, man. Listen to this re-nigger, man. Talk about the bar difference. You gave her a 4, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong. Said Souls got a rap now. He bugging. He said you got to spit some bars, Souls. Ain't no way you giving her a 3 if you can't rap. Hey. Souls that Thought said that's a bar we've heard. Ooh. He said everyone giving you female features. Ooh, correct me if I'm wrong. Said I'm not listening to non-rappers' opinions on rap. Damn. Classic. Didn't I tell the chat be nice? He said yes, a 4. I mean, a 5 is the plateau, bro. If you giving her a 4, that means you really thought she was nice. A 3 is like, you know, not trash type shit. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 is like I'm fucking with you, but you know I'm not blown away. You gave her a 4, but you act like you agree with Souls. I'm lost. I'm lost, gang. But for the people who just fell in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We got a promotion going right now, no charge. So listen, I'm gonna give my analysis, and then we gonna listen to her one more time in closing, just to make sure we give her, you know, all her proper shine, man. That's what this really about. The classic Bars Friday is really to get this person, you know, some eyeballs they wouldn't have got. And y'all make sure y'all go follow her on TikTok at Nay Speaks, and I'm sure you can find everything else about her from there. You know what I mean? But my final judgment of her, I'm gonna give her a 4.3. I'm not gonna go 4.5, but I'm gonna go above a 4. Reason why? On the spot, being ready to kick some shit that smooth and that effortlessly on an instrumental. It wasn't even like she was rapping over one of her own songs playing on the radio. So on the spot, being able to kick like that, that shows that you already do this on a regular basis. Like, you don't be rapping, you a rapper. Anybody else, especially Tipsy, anybody else might have stumbled through some of that. You know what I mean? She was smooth until she got to her moment, which we all experience when we kicking flows in the car type shit. Another thing was delivery, completely flawless. Flawless delivery. Absolutely flawless delivery. She's more of a swag rapper than being super, super intricate, but her metaphors was hard. She had bars in there that were easy to remember that hit. And then she had bars in there like the one Mr. McBride posted, thought he found a beauty, found out he had a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that. You catch it on the second, third listen. She had some of everything in there. Was it absolutely perfect? Nah, absolutely perfect would have been keeping that and holding that through the full 16 and then ending with a punctuation like, you know, whatever her ad lib is or whatever her name is, like, nay, you feel me? And being done on a clean finish, but finishing with the, I was finna fuck it up. Like, that take a little bit off of it. You feel me? So I'm gonna give her a 4.3. It wasn't much about this that I didn't like, besides the fact that it was so short. I could have listened to her kick for another 30 seconds. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then she, you know, the young lady, I don't know, you know, her age. I ain't finna be inappropriate or nothing like that, but she wasn't horrible to be watching. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm gonna go with a 4.3. I think overall, with that 3 that Souls of Thought gave her, probably brought her average down a little bit, but I think she averaged out to about a 4, chat. I think she averaged out to about a solid 4.
Classic.
Without Souls of Thought, she might have had a 4.5. I ain't gonna lie to you. Joe Jet said, yeah, she has to be a rap vet, only 4 to 8 bars. You have to rip that. Yeah, I can't give her a 5 because you gotta go all the way crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to go all the way crazy. We got to leave room for somebody to come up on this joint on the Friday Classic Bars and go all the way crazy. But let's listen to her one more time in closing, and make sure y'all go tap in with her on TikTok. This is Nay Speaks. Let's get it.
You get lit and start rapping.
You had the right idea, but had the wrong one. I ain't even give the ultimatum, nigga chose up. Y'all in real life gotta hit me with the close up. Smooth talking, look inside my eyes, got it so stuck. Every up I ever had is still in love with me. I'm the blueprint, he trying to make his next another me, but they nobody touching me, that's on my soul. He asked me if I think that I'm the shit, I said I know. First they made a beauty, fucked around and got a beast. I got the pressure that they need, the only runner trying to lead. And I fight my shit forever, go ahead and follow me.
She said the only runner trying to lead, follow me. Oh God, she wasn't doing nothing but spitting. Joe Jet said putting together a 16 on hook a whole song is another game. I mean, we just judging the freestyle though, Joe. Don't put her all the way in the studio, dog. Damn. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says she can't get the 5 yet. She not our level yet. No, that's true. Because if I ain't gonna start rapping on this motherfucker. Y'all know how that's gonna go. Nah, she hard though. She hard. I would definitely make a song with her. She dope as hell. Shout out to Nay Speaks. And that's it for the Friday Classic Ball. All right, y'all. We moving into the code language conversation. The code language conversation today is on decorum. So like we always do with the code language, we're going to look up the book definition and then go from there. So decorum Definition: behavior in keeping with good taste and priority. No. I said that wrong. Behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety. Decorum. Second definition: etiquette, or a synonym, etiquette, right? So pretty much acting like you got some sense is what us black folks would say. A more elaborate breakdown: decorum refers to dignified propriety, and it implies adherence to established standards of polite behavior, often in formal or public settings. Essentially, it's about behaving in a way that is considered appropriate and respectful. So that's what decorum is. I think that in this particular code language, the reason why it's important to discuss decorum is because I think that it's a lost teaching among our culture as black folks, as far as being intentional about teaching it, right? We went from as enslaved people or indentured servants and being inside the house, we went from understanding the salad fork, the dinner fork, the different knives, how to set a table properly, understanding how the brothers back in the day, Jim Crow, whatever, South, you go look at the movies. Brothers was putting on a suit and a shirt and a tie, a sport coat. They was putting on these things as day-to-day wear. A top hat, a fedora. This was day-to-day wear. Collared shirt, loafers, buffed, shine, day-to-day wear. This is what you would put on just to go do what you had to do. Right? We went all the way from that to where it's hard to find it's hard to find a man who don't have a picture flashing a gang sign at any point in his life, myself included, guilty. It's hard to find a female who don't got a picture with that thing tooched up. It's hard to find. Whether you posted it or it's just in your phone, it's hard to find. Right? Decorum. Intentionally teaching it, though. You know what? I never learned how to properly set a table. Let me YouTube it and then intentionally teach it to my children. What bowl is what? Which plate is what? Which fork is what? Which spoon is what? That's, a little bit of etiquette. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast talking about all. Here you go, man. He gonna find a way. We not even on that today. He gonna find a way.
Natural born crash dummy.
He gonna find a way. He's talking about all of them. But yeah. So it's important to discuss decorum because I think we need to go back to being intentional about teaching it, intentional about having it and exhibiting it, right? Just having some act right. It's okay. Even when it's a situation where you got to hold your ground and hold the line. It's a way to do it without creating a ruckus. It's a way to do it without acting a fool. It's a way to do it and still be taken completely seriously. Everything doesn't have to turn into a scene, a catastrophe, a melee, a situation, an escalation, right? As what the women say, keep it cute. Be cool. Just be cool. We gonna handle it, but just, relax. I just think it's important. Oftentimes we get stamped with a lot of different labels, stereotypes, because of the actions of a few or the actions of some that live in small, isolated areas. And then it gets put on everybody that got the copper skin. But if we went back to being intentional, at least have it in your bag, right? I see you, Joe. I'm coming to your comment. At least have it in your bag, right? At least know how to talk correctly. I know how to speak proper English. I know how to speak absolutely correct English. But when I get on here with the chat and we mixing it up, y'all gonna hear a little bit of the fact that I'm from the west side of Chicago jump out and then move to the west suburbs of Chicago. And I never lost my twang. I never lost my lingo. It is what it is. I never stopped going back. I was just in Chicago the other day. I mean, it's, I don't live too far, but it's like not too far, but it's one of them things where it's like, you have to know when. On my platform, I may want to make sure that the message is clear, make sure the message is poignant, make sure the message is all the way together. And so I go corporate classic on y'all. Okay, on this code language, I'm going to really focus on my, my diction and really deliver this in a way to where it's digestible for all, no matter what creed or color or ethnicity clicks on this video going forth in the future, right? We can get on that. But when I'm popping, we doing the reaction videos, and I'm like, man, fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, but this my shit. So I'm gonna do how I do it, and the people that subscribe is because they like what we doing. We not waking up trying to be right. We waking up doing what we do. The tribe gonna come together. That's just how it works. But knowing when is important. I might need to get something done, and I understand what environment I'm in. I understand how I present. Right, black man, tall, long hair, bearded. I fit a couple descriptions. Don't let my shirt be fitted a little bit. You might be able to see some of the tattoo a little bit. You're half-ass scared before I start talking. But then when I speak to him, hello, sir, excuse me. Excuse me, sir, pardon me. Yes, sir, I'm having a devil of a time locating blah, 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 blah. And if you have any information that is useful to me, to get me going in the right direction, I sure would appreciate it. Motherfucker, take a second to be shocked. How you look like that and talking to me like this? Well, yeah, I can help you. They lighten right up. Decorum. Just understand. Y'all call it code switching. I don't believe in code switching. All of it is me. I just know how to speak proper English, and I know how to relax and be inside of my colloquialisms. I'm not code switching though. It's all me. Sometimes I come out of my colloquialism on the phone with people I could be colloquialistic with the whole time. But it's because when I get into certain modes, I'm going to speak a certain way. But have it in your bag. We need to go back to having some decorum in our bag. Some people don't have no switch. They don't even have a decorum switch. They can't even go to it. It's not in the toolbox. People act like you got some sense. How? Oh, I never did it before. I never done it before. How am I act like I got some sense? Act like you got some sense. What does that mean? I don't know how to act. Classic. Yeah, so at least have it in your bag. You know what I mean? And I think that'll take us very far in regards to erasing or at least minimizing some of the stereotypes that those of us that it doesn't apply to find inconvenient to be applied to us. You know what I'm saying? We find it inconvenient. Damn, I'm getting judged by I'm a book that's getting judged by its cover because a lot of people who have the same cover as my book act a fucking fool. So I'm just putting this out here to just say, let's make it cool. Make it cool to know how to talk good English. Make it okay to know how, just know how. Know how to say me and my homie and know how to say my homie and I. Just know how to say both. What's wrong with having, yeah, better to need it, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Let me know when I start lying. Chat 333s if you feel me on the code language, man. Dump them threes in the chat. Joe Jet said teaches discipline and how to move in certain spaces. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Souls of Thought said we put negative connotation on it in the black community. Code switching. Yep, that's what I just said. They call it code switching. But just understand it. You got to have some things in your bag. See what I'm saying? When it comes to sports, we always talk about having a deep bag. Omari 333. Yeah, Joe Jet 333. See, when it comes to sports, we always talk about having a deep bag, right? When it comes to a hooper, oh yeah, what man? You can't mess with me. If you physical, I'm too quick for you. If I gotta get into my body, into my body bumping bag and start bumping you, putting the shoulder in the chest, you know what I'm saying? My body combat bag, I got that in my bag. If I need to get into my step back bag, I got that in my bag. If I need to get into my come off the screens and catch and shoot bag, I got that in my bag. Y'all like having a bag when it come to athleticism. How about have a bag when it come to being social? How about have a bag when it comes to your professional acumen and how you want to present in these environments, in these spaces? Understand, I had long hair when I was in corporate. I ain't had no fade when I was in corporate. I had waves for a couple of years when I was in corporate. After that, I grew my hair out. I used to walk in the corporate office and talk to the VP with a 3-piece suit on and an afro. Facts. And he adapt me. I made him relax. I turned down more promotions than I took. So when you got other content creators that'll tell you you have to cut your hair to advance in corporate America. It would behoove you to cut your hair. Maybe not. When you understand how to navigate, when you understand the system and the infrastructure and everything that's laid out in front of you, you understand who's where and what positions inside of the web of your corporate ladder. See, this chess, not checkers. But you got to have decorum in your bag to even be able to get it done. See, I knew how to navigate when I was in corporate. I'm not going to give y'all the sauce because I may have to. I never know. You never know. I might have to go back that route. So I'm not going to give y'all the sauce on here. Maybe we'll put that on Patreon. I know how to navigate in corporate, and you can look how you want. I know people that moved into upper level positions with sleeve tattoos down to the hands. Can't even cover it up. Down to the hands. Moved up into upper level shit. So don't tell me how you need to look. Don't tell me none of that. It's about understanding and what tools you got in your bag and how you utilize certain things. It's a navigation thing. You got to find a pathway. That's what corporate is about. I could really go off into something different, but we're going to stick to the code language. Shout out to the chat, man. 333. Yes, Lord. Energy. Omari said just another language, if you ask me. Got to be able to fit in a room where your language is not spoken. Facts. Souls of thought, 333. You just got to be able to win. Equip yourself. Put yourself in situations where you can win. You feel me? Like me and we box together. It's situations where it might be a day we don't tell each other what we working on in sparring. I might be working on stepping to my opponent, applying good foot pressure and applying false pressure. Might be my whole goal. That might be what I'm on. I'm applying false pressure. I'm stepping to him. I'm giving him energy. I'm standing in his face, but I'm not really punching that much. That might be what I'm on that day. But he may not have thought I was going to fight that way that day. So by the second or third round of us sparring, he got to make some adjustments, but he can't make adjustments if he don't got certain things in his bag. So I'm just telling y'all, add decorum to your bag. If you don't have manners and you understand that you don't have manners, you can YouTube manners. You can take etiquette courses for free on YouTube. Somebody telling you how to sit down at an expensive restaurant and have dinner. These people asking for these dates at these expensive, fancy restaurants and don't even know what to fucking eat with when they sit down. They don't even know what to eat with when they sit down. Which fork for this? So let's just put that back in our bag so we don't be out here looking crazy, chat. Said facts. But yeah, that's it for the code language of the day. I feel like we did a good job of tackling that one. Decorum. And I'll read the definition one more time in closing. Decorum or the overview. Decorum refers to dignified propriety, and it implies an adherence to established standards of polite behavior, often in formal or public settings. Essentially, it's about behaving in a way that is considered appropriate and respectful. Decorum. And that's the code language for the day. All right, chat. I got a few minutes for chat Q&A. We're approaching the 2-hour mark on the stream. We got 13 minutes. I'll get y'all all the way up to the 2-hour mark. Anybody got conversation, questions, anything y'all want me to tap into or you want the chat to tap into, anything y'all want at all, just let me know and we'll get to it, man. Let's get it.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my.
Talk to me, chat. What we doing?
You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in prick. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me, babe. I done master discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another.
Talk to me, chat. What we doing?
Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree. Yeah,
tree.
I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles, I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours, I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Yeah, I
Talk.
Marine. Mama mentality, shout out the beam. Coach life, sweat, 6 society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bag work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3.
I'm cold. I'm cold, chat. Damn. Hold on. Hey, after this, I just found out right now in real time. We going live on Instagram, man. It's been a minute. The Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast, which is myself and Mr. McBride. We will be live streaming on Instagram after this. So make sure y'all come over to Instagram. Go to Correct Me If I'm Wrong _podcast or tap in at the classic codes. Either way, you will be able to get the live stream on Instagram after this. I have no idea what we talking about because I just found out that we going live. But, you know, I'm stay ready Freddy, so it ain't nothing to it. It ain't nothing to me, dog. My phone charged. We can make it happen. But, yeah, man, it looked like we don't have nothing for chat Q&A, so it's all good. Jay Zilla said, do a whole episode on decorum. Kevin Gates switches. Cool. What you mean Kevin Gates switches? Souls of Thought said, when is the last time you felt vulnerable? Shit, every day on the stream. He said, when is the last time you felt vulnerable? Shout out to Souls of Thought for the chat.
Classic.
Every day on the stream. I don't be on here lying. It's a bunch of shit I don't tell y'all, but I mean, shit, I told y'all that when I started being a content creator. Some shit I'm gonna keep for myself. And I think all content creators should. Absolutely. But shit, I'll be on here telling y'all the truth. I'll be telling y'all about my successes, my failures, my shortcomings, my blessings, you know, my quote unquote lottery tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be on here capping. And shit, I'll be showing y'all videos. I'll be vulnerable on this bitch. I mean, shit. I mean, I don't know what I'm telling y'all that could be used against me and shit, because I'm not really ashamed of like my reality and shit. Whatever it is what it is. I ain't really tripping. We all like, that's the thing. Like, some people got different gifts and different glows and different talents. Like, one person might glow in this field. Another person might glow and shine in this field. Another person might glow and shine and excel when it comes to this. Like, you know, I'm not going to say everybody got a glow, because that's not true. Majority of people is just regular. You know what I'm saying? But it just because you abnormal in a said space or whatever, it don't mean you not regular to a degree too. So like, I don't be tripping. I'll be vulnerable on my streams every day because I'm just regular. Like, I'm like y'all. I understand this. I'll be aura farming. I know my aura be up. My continents, I've been told by a lot of people over many years that my continents hit different. Like, men, women, whatever. Like, gee, being around you, like your energy, like, man, like you know, it's just a vibe type thing. What y'all say? Vibes, vibrations and shit. So I'm aware. But like, I don't be tripping. I'm regular, G. Like, when I ain't on here, I'm just like y'all. I'll be reading a good book, exercising, shit. Finding something to watch on TV or doing some other editing or whatever. I'm regular, bro. Like, I be vulnerable on here. I would say every day on stream is the last time I felt vulnerable. But like, vulnerable to a fault, probably, if I'm taking your question a little further, vulnerable like to my detriment, probably like my early 20s, being like young and like blind in love, like retarded in love, just crazy, like off, silly in love, saying stupid shit that don't apply. My girl would never do that. Like, there's no such thing as my girl would never. There's no fucking such thing. You never, shit. Okay, lie to yourself.
Classic.
So yeah, that's probably the last time I was vulnerable, like to a fault though, on some shit like that though. But shout out to Souls of Thought for the chat Q&A. Let me see. Jay Zilla said that was good. Me and my homie, or my homie and I. Solid. Yeah. You gotta have both in your bag. Correct me if I'm wrong. We talking about Red Pill Hustlers. Has the veil lifted? Okay, that's what we talking about. So slide over to IG after this live stream and catch the Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. We talking about Red Pill Hustlers and has the veil lifted. Jay Zilla said, what did you call it? We not saying code switching no more. If you know, you know. Yeah, decorum. It's not code switching. Just having a little decorum in your bag at your disposal. Soft Rain said, would you ever allow yourself to be in love again, or all walls up? That's two extremes. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not being completely vulnerable with anybody at all on earth. But I mean, I think that's wise for people to practice in general. But yeah, I'd be in love, but it's not a situation where I'd be in love where I can't see straight. I got the magic glasses on now. Back then, I wasn't even conscious. So, I mean, I'm way too enlightened to be in love like that again. I just know too much. And I understand that people be changing and shit. And it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. It's so much involved with this software. Ain't like women ain't the same as they used to be, which is fine. You adjust to the times. But when you make those adjustments and you're objective about some of the changes, it's a different batch of pros and cons. And so I think being that type of in love with modern women today in general is foolish. It would be poor advice. She said, understood. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not trying to like over butcher it. I'm just giving some elaboration for the chat overall. But yeah, no, I would be somewhere in the middle of that though. I wouldn't just, I can't say all walls are up. I'll be on here telling y'all shit y'all don't need to know. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that, but I ain't finna tweak either. That's crazy. I just know way too much to be tweaking.
Classic.
But I appreciate y'all for the chat Q&A for sure, for sure. All right, let me take a few minutes and get ready for this IG live. Y'all tap in on Instagram at the Correct Me If I'm Wrong _podcast, or tap in with from my side at Everything Classic on Instagram. We about to go live in a minute. But as far as YouTube, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have Twitch, follow at the Classic Codes on Twitch as well. If you have it on your phone, just please, for me, go on there and subscribe to me on Twitch as well. And if y'all don't do nothing else, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.